What if I told you that aiming for retirement at age 65 could be one of the riskiest moves you ever make for your health and your money? For generations, we've been sold this idea of 65 as the golden ticket, the finish line where we finally get to stop working and start living. But what if that finish line is actually a trap? This isn't just a theory. A study from researchers at Harvard literally stopped me in my tracks. They found that your risk of having a heart attack or stroke can jump by a staggering 40% after you retire. And the most dangerous period? The very first year you're off the job. It sounds completely backwards, right? How could leaving a stressful job possibly be bad for your heart? Well, stick with me. In this video, we're going to unpack the surprising data that shows why the golden years might be a myth, expose the hidden forces that make waiting until 65 a gamble you can't afford, and most importantly, lay out what you can do right now to plan for a longer, healthier, and wealthier life after work. The answers are not what you think. Let's dive right into that bombshell statistic. Researchers followed thousands of people and discovered that new retirees were 40% more likely to have a heart attack or stroke than their colleagues who were still working. The risk was highest right after they clocked out for the last time. And this isn't some lone outlier study. Other research has shown similarly unsettling trends. So what on earth is going on here? Why does freedom from the 9-to-5 grind seem to trigger a health crisis? It all comes down to something I call the retirement shock. For most of us, a job is way more than just a paycheck. It's our structure. It's our social circle. It's a source of our purpose. When you suddenly rip that away, it leaves a huge void. There's a reason retirement is ranked as one of the top 10 most stressful life events. Think about it. Your daily routine, gone overnight. The colleagues you spent more time with than your own family are suddenly just not there. The identity you spent 30 or 40 years building as an engineer, a teacher, a manager, it vanishes. This can spiral into what some call the retirement blues, a period of feeling aimless, unmotivated, and irrelevant. And this isn't just in your head, it hits you physically. Without a work schedule, healthy habits can fall apart. People start sleeping in, skipping meals, and become far more sedentary, leading to a 5 to 16% spike in difficulties with basic mobility and daily activities. That lack of purpose has even been tied to higher levels of inflammation and cardiovascular problems. Here's the fundamental mistake almost everyone makes. They plan to retire from their job, but they have no plan for what they're retiring to. They have a financial number in their head, but they haven't designed the life they actually want to live. They spend decades saving up to buy their freedom, only to find themselves bored, lonely, and unhealthy the moment they get it. The solution isn't to work forever. It's to be intentional. It's about building your post-work life before you leave your job. Start planting the seeds for hobbies, building social circles outside the office, and finding a new sense of purpose. Whether it's volunteering, mentoring, or starting a small passion project. You need a reason to get out of bed in the morning that has nothing to do with a paycheck. Okay, so hearing all this, you might be thinking, fine, I'll just work longer. Problem solved. And you'd have a point. There's data showing that for healthy people, working just one more year past retirement age is linked to an 11% lower risk of dying from any cause. This creates what I call the mortality paradox. On one hand, retiring can be a shock to your system. On the other, working longer seems to help you live longer. But the story is more complicated than that. And just staying chained to your desk is not the answer. For many, it's a trap. That benefit of working longer really only applies if you're healthy and you actually like your job. If you're in a stressful, physically draining, or soul-crushing role, working longer can be straight up bad for you. But here's the real danger of waiting until 65 or later. You're gambling with your health. Recent data shows a healthy 60-year-old can expect about 15 more years of good health. If you wait until 65 to retire, you may have already burned through a third of your healthy, active years. Wait until 70, and you're rolling the dice on the precious time you have left to travel, play with your grandkids, and actually enjoy your freedom. I've seen it countless times with clients who waited too long, only to get a devastating diagnosis right before or just after the retirement party. They saved their whole lives for a future they never got to fully live, and there's a darker side to the data. While some studies praise working longer, others show a sharp increase in mortality for men who retire right at age 62, the very first moment they can claim Social Security. This is likely because many are forced into retirement then by underlying health problems. They aren't choosing to leave. Their declining health is pushing them out. The goal is not to work until you drop. The goal is to build up enough financial resources to have the choice to stop working while you are still healthy and vibrant enough to enjoy it. That choice is the ultimate luxury. And getting that choice requires a totally different financial plan than one that just targets an arbitrary age like 65. That old school advice to target age 65 isn't just a health risk, it's a massive financial gamble. Why? Because it's a fragile plan built on a set of assumptions that just aren't true anymore. The biggest false assumption is that you'll even be able to work until 65. The hard reality is that nearly half of retirees leave the workforce earlier than they planned. A health issue, a company layoff, or needing to care for a family member can completely derail your career in your late 50s or early 60s. And let's be honest, finding a new, well-paying job at that age is brutally difficult. Older workers often face long-term unemployment and age discrimination. One study found older female applicants were 47% less likely to even get a callback for an interview. The result? Many find themselves scrambling, taking unstable, low-paying part-time jobs just to get by. This isn't the dream. About 2/3 of workers say they expect to work past 65, but not because they want to, because they have to. They're behind on savings. This is the trap. When you set 65 as your target, you mentally pace yourself for a 40-year savings marathon. But what happens if the finish line suddenly gets moved up to year 30 without your permission? You're left completely unprepared. So what's the alternative? You have to change the goal. The goal is not to retire at 65. The goal is to reach financial independence, or FI. Financial independence is simply the point where you have enough income from your investments to cover your living expenses forever. It's not an age, it's a number. Once you hit that number, work becomes optional. You might keep working because you love it. You might downshift to a fun part-time gig. You might decide to travel the world. The power is finally yours. Shifting your focus from a retirement age to a financial number is the single most important change you can make to secure your future. All right, we're getting into some heavy but really important stuff here. If you're getting some value out of this and starting to rethink your own timeline, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel and gets this information out to more people who need to hear it. So, how do you actually do this? How do you build a plan that gives you the choice to retire earlier and healthier? It takes a much more aggressive and strategic approach than the old save 10% and hope for the best model. Here's the blueprint. First, You need a new magic number. Forget age 65. Your new target should be saving 25 to 33 times your estimated annual expenses. If you think you'll spend $80,000 a year in retirement, you need a nest egg between $2 million and $2.64 million. That 33 times number gives you a more conservative 3% withdrawal rate, which is much safer if you're planning for a longer, earlier retirement. This means getting serious about your savings rate now. Instead of the traditional 10 to 15%, people aiming for FI often save 25% or more of their income. Second, you have to weaponize your tax-advantaged accounts. This starts with the triple tax-free powerhouse, the Health Savings Account, or HSA. If you have a high-deductible health plan, you can put pre-tax money in, let it grow tax-free, and pull it out tax-free for qualified medical expenses. This is a lifesaver for bridging the healthcare gap before Medicare starts at 65. Third, get to know advanced strategies like the Roth conversion ladder. One of the biggest roadblocks for early retirees is getting to their 401k or IRA money before age 59.5 without a big 10% penalty. A Roth conversion ladder lets you move a piece of your traditional retirement funds into a Roth IRA each year. After 5 years, you can withdraw that converted amount tax-free and penalty-free. This is an absolute game changer for funding your 50s. Finally, build multiple income streams. Your 401k isn't enough. You should also be funding a regular taxable brokerage account, which gives you total flexibility to access your money at any age. Look into other income sources, too, like dividend stocks, real estate, or even a side business that you can scale down when you retire. This diversification is what makes your financial plan truly resilient. Let's say you do everything right. You crush your financial goals and hit your FI number at 58. You're ready to hand in your notice. But you are not done. The financial plan is only half the equation. The biggest mistake you could make is to win the money game, but have no idea how to actually live your life. This brings us right back to the health risks we talked about at the beginning. You need to design your retirement life with the same focus you used on your financial plan. Don't wait until your last day at the office to ask, "Okay, now what?" Start mapping out your ideal week in retirement today. Seriously, take out a piece of paper. What time will you wake up? What will you do in the morning? Who will you have lunch with? What projects will excite you? If that calendar looks pretty empty, you've got work to do. Start exploring hobbies and interests now that can fill your days with meaning later. If you've always wanted to learn to play the guitar, start taking lessons on the weekend. If you're passionate about a cause, start volunteering once a month. These aren't just distractions. They are the building blocks of your future identity. Build your social life outside of your job. Make a real effort to connect with neighbors, join local groups, and strengthen friendships that have nothing to do with your career. Social connection is one of the most powerful predictors of a long and healthy life. And finally, think about a glide path into retirement instead of a hard stop. Maybe you shift to part-time, become a consultant in your field, or start that small business you've always dreamed of. The goal is not to work forever. It's to shift your focus from an arbitrary age on the calendar to a concrete number, the number that buys you financial independence. It's about building a life that is so full of purpose, connection, and joy that a paycheck becomes an afterthought. So I want you to leave this video with one key takeaway. Your retirement date shouldn't be defined by the calendar. It should be defined by your readiness. And readiness means having the financial freedom to walk away and the personal vision of what you're walking